after round 4. The verdict is in. Welcome everyone. Matt Thompson alongside Match Review Panel Chairman Mark Fraser. Let's get straight into it. St Kilda's Stephen Mill, he's been offered a one-game suspension, charged with unnecessary contact to the face of Essendon's Courtney Dempsey. It's been assessed reckless, low impact and high contact. Mark, talk us through it.
Yeah, here you can see Dempsey inside in a minor wrestle when Milne comes in and initially drags Dempsey to the ground. Then he takes his right hand off Dempsey and places it on his face and gives it a bit of a squeeze. We believe that sort of action is unreasonable and unnecessary, and thus he's been charged.
One of the more strange incidents that you've come across over time, what was he trying to do?
Yeah, I've got no idea what he was trying to do, but obviously placing your hand on somebody's face like that, totally unreasonable.
Yeah, and it could be potentially quite dangerous as well. We've seen, obviously this wasn't eye-gouging, but anything to do with contact to the face can have dangerous ramifications.
Yeah, of course. If it slips up into the eyes, it can do some severe damage. All
right. Milne was also part of a melee. In total, 8 players part of that. 5 from the Saints, 3 from the Bombers. A total of $14,100 in fines. Next up, a one-match ban for Richmond's Steve Morris, engaging in rough conduct against Magpie Jamie Elliott. Negligent, medium impact, high contact. He'll risk 2 games if he fights the charge at the tribunal and loses.
Yeah, here you go. Morris goes into Shepherd, his teammate, but when bumping Elliott, makes forceful high contact. In this instance, the high contact is not due to circumstances outside of his control and is not deemed accidental. So a player who bumps another player high is liable for that, and here you can see that there's a significant amount of force involved in that, and so we're giving it a medium impact rating.
But you've gone negligent, not reckless.
Yeah, he's trying to do the right thing when he's bumping, but unfortunately he's bumped him high.
Let's take a look at this next one. Melbourne's Neville Jetta. He's been charged with engaging in rough conduct against Lockie Whitfield from the Giants. It's a 2-match ban. It has to stay at that because of his record. Assessed reckless, low impact and high contact. So this one's reckless.
Yeah, this one's reckless. By jumping up into the air, you should expect that you may make high contact, so therefore it becomes a reckless act. The low impact with this one, though, he gets up and continues playing and was all right afterwards. A reckless, low, high bump.
All right, Brisbane's Pierce Hanley has been booked for striking. This one's a one-game ban. Has to stay at that because of his record. It's been assessed as intentional, low impact and body contact.
Yeah, here Thomas tries to get past Hanley and you can see the contact occurs there. Thomas then goes to ground. We believe that on the balance of probabilities that's a bit of a strike to the stomach and obviously he's been charged with an intentional low body strike.
Yeah, well, I think that's relatively clear. Obviously some carryover points came into play there for him as well.
For him to get at the week, yep.
Yeah, Jack Redden has been charged over this front-on bump on Ben Cunnington. A reprimand for him. It's been assessed as negligent, low impact and high contact.
Yeah, here you can see Cunnington's bending over to pick up the ball and Redden makes forceful high contact whilst Cunnington's heads over the ball. Once again, there are no circumstances outside of his control. We believe that Redden's action were to make the high contact and then go for the ball rather than actually going for the ball itself. If he'd made high contact sort of going down to pick up the ball, then yeah, it's sort of that happens. So unfortunately, in this case, we think that he's gone for the man first and then the ball.
Yeah, and obviously that's the critical thing you're looking at, isn't it? If he was going for the footy in the first instance, it might have been a bit of a different story.
Yeah, if he's had his hands down to actually collect the football, but one arm's out, the other arm doesn't sort of go near the football, so we think that that's worthy of a charge.
Scott Thompson of the Adelaide Crows can accept a reprimand 2 for rough conduct against Brett Goods. Negligent, low impact, high contact, this one.
Yeah, here Goods grabs the ball, tries to evade Thompson. Thompson then delivers the bump. He has other options at his disposal there. He can try and tackle him, which he hasn't done, and he makes high contact with the bump. Low impact because Goods does get up and eventually take his kick, but we believe that's enough force there for a charge as well.
And just finally, a matchday report against the North Melbourne forward Drew Petrie. This one has been thrown out.
Yeah, with this one, it was a good report on the day. Obviously, could have flared up, but with that one, you see that Buick goes back, hand actually touches the ball as Petrie's going for it, and there's a very heavy collision. So we believe that Petrie was going for the ball in that instance, and that he doesn't have a charge to answer.
You obviously spoke to the umpire. A good report on the day. What do you mean by that?
With a lot of niggle and those sort of incidents, they can flare up and get into a lot more worse situation where a lot of players involved and melee can occur. So whilst a good report on the day, when you look at it in the cold light of day, yeah, not a charge.
All right, Mark, thank you so much as always. Mark Fraser, the chairman of the Match Review Panel with us. All players charged have until 11 o'clock Tuesday morning to decide if they'd like to challenge at the tribunal. We have a full text report on all of this week's incidents online. From all of us here at afl.com.au, thanks so much for watching.